My name's Wade McMahon.
And I'm Wesley Solis.
I'm Frank Crowder.
And we're just three dudes!
Three random dudes.
We like to call ourselves Obscure Terrain because we're gonna explore a bunch of obscure terrain.
We're about to do the Rio Grande from the base of Caballo Lake Dam. We're going to Mesilla Valley Dam. And that is over, like 55 miles?
Yeah, it's over.
We don't know. We're going to get the exact mileage after we finish the trip, but our goal is to make that in 48 hours. This is my first time packing on a kayak.
Me too.
I've never backpacked on a kayak. I've never even backpacked, so I kayaked on the river once. And now I'm all about kayaking.
And Frank here has about 25 minutes experience in a pond or a lake.
Yeah, just a little pond city park in Denver. Yeah.
This might go terribly wrong.
It could.
Or it might be great, who knows? But we're gonna make it, that's for sure.
We just found out there's chances of weather like this and
Yep.
rain. You know, like
Rapids.
right off
It's
the bat.
thundering and storming up, so there could be rapids tomorrow.
It was supposed to rain at 5:30 a.m. and we want to be on the river by 6:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Location. But
You never know,
but we
though,
may
man.
run into coyotes, actual coyotes, and rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
Dang.
We gotta be careful with rattlesnakes and bugs.
Insects,
we gotta be careful.
They're gonna be a pain in
insects.
the ass.
Do we have rattlesnake anti-venom?
No.
I'm not going.
What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to suck the venom out of wherever you get bit.
All right. So our plan is to be covered from head to toe because we're gonna be beaten up by the sun. Another thing, is there's two dams that we're gonna have to scale. So when we get to them, we have to dock before it and then carry all our stuff down below the dam. Because
Never go over a dam as a kayaker. We may be rookies, but even we're not that stupid.
exactly.
You'll get sucked in on the bottom and you will drown.
Yes,
You will drown.
you will.
There's no way around it. You can't go over a dam. Not these. You'll die.
Yep. Because there's no going over the dam. You're gonna get sucked through the chute of the dam.
You get sucked in and drown.
Yes, we want to do more trips, more camping, backpack, just trekking trips, any kind of trekking trips, because it's a way to get in touch with your primitive side again, see what kind of person you really are.
Provided we don't drown in the first go around.
Yes, this is the first episode. So, we'll have life vests, and we'll have each other. All right, man. Well, we'll see you guys on the river.
location will be at the base of Caballo Lake Dam. From there, we plan to set course downriver by 7:30 a.m. We will only have 48 hours to kayak 60 miles to our pickup location just north of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The dangers we face on the river and land are unclear. The only thing we are certain of is 2 dams we have to carry our kayaks and gear around. The Percha Dam and the Leesburg Dam.
This is Obscure Terrain.
It is 4:18 in the morning. Start making breakfast, coffee, and packing stuff up.
Yeah, we're about to embark on some shit, huh?
It's terrible, man.
Terrible.
Terrible.
He's puking.
It's weird color.
Oh, River Trip 2018 or yeah. I accidentally waved my phone towards the camera so they saw all the porn I was watching. Sorry about that. Viewers.
Oh man. We're going. We're on our way.
I'm on a Calvin Zero.
This is Lucas. He's the guy dropping us off and possibly picking us up. This is Frank.
Hi.
He's ready.
You ready?
Ready.
We're stoked. We're gonna conquer the river.
Show him your little pouch.
Show us your
Tell him
pouch.
what's in it. Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
That's a pouch right there.
Okay, it's not so secret, it's a phone.
7:36. Shit, let's hit the river.
Yeah, get on it. So, right as we got into the river, it took about 2 miles in, and there was a dam.
Yeah, the Percha Dam.
We tried to go left, and we ended up in like this, like, I don't know, it looks like
I'll call it Pallet City.
yeah, it was kind of culty,
Yeah,
kind of creepy, but cool at the same time.
it was all made with pallets. It was interesting. It was really cool though.
It looked like a cool hangout for like family gatherings, or like they might like sacrifice goats there on the weekend.
It did have that vibe.
It could have gone both ways. It was really hard to say. Around and we realized we couldn't
carry our kayaks and get to the river on the bottom portion of the dam, so we decided to backtrack across the river on the other side.
Yeah, and that's where we actually had to like carry our kayaks. We carried them a pretty far distance. I would say about 100 meters. No, probably 200 or 3, huh?
Yeah, we carried them pretty far actually. We had to get across this fence area and this bridge, and then we carried them down into this other like little state park area, and we were able to get back into the river from there. It was nice though because it was raining
And it was cloudy.
Yeah, so it wasn't as hot. Trekking our first dam right now. We had to walk around. Look at this sucker. This is what we'd be shot out at. Probably decapitate ourselves right in there. Probably not, but definitely hit our head.
Got to this part and we could just hear thundering water.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
It was from far away. We were pretty far away.
Yeah.
The source of the thunder, maybe like half a mile away, and we're like, what's that noise? And we thought it was cars at first or something in the distance.
as we got closer.
There was like an elevation change. It wasn't a dam, but someone had put these giant boulders in the river. And I think the purpose is because there's so much farmland around, it's so that they can have a little bit more control over irrigation. So they put the boulders in the river, so it doesn't make for good kayaking.
When he heard that, we were going to exit the river, so we exited to the left side of the river, which turned out bad.
Yeah, there was no way we were going to walk through that.
No, it was just thick brush.
About waist high.
Yeah, and just, I mean, once we got out, we had to crawl out on the grass. Like, this was tall grass, and there were spiders galore. There were spiders all over the place. So we decided to cut back across, and Wesley was the one that went first, and then Frank, and then me. And as we're going back across, I just see spiders crawling on us.
It was pretty disturbing. And then I had a spider on my glove, and I kept trying to like dip him into the water, but he's like, come on man, don't dip me. Like he would like crunch up and move to the other side of the glove, so I let him live. But when we got to the other side, we ended up like, what would you say, it was like half a mile that we walked down before we got to the actual, like from our initial stopping point to where like the actual elevation change happens.
Yeah, it was about half a mile. It was a long way.
So we ran half a mile and we realized how far it was, and there's no way we were carrying 70-pound kayaks half a mile, 3 of them. What we ended up doing was we tied a rope to a tree and we crawled down into the river right before the water actually fell off.
I was the first one actually, and Wesley went back and told Frank the plan, and I just, with the rope, I just stood out in the middle of the river so they could see where to exit. And Wesley came around first, and you know, I didn't really catch him with the rope. I mean, the rope was just kind of there just in case. He was able to dock the kayak pretty easily. We didn't have top quality kayaks.
Yeah, they would have been destroyed.
Yeah, those rocks probably would have punctured a hole in it, because there's some pretty massive sharp rocks in there.
After that, we were kind of already leaving the camp because that happened around 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So it was actually quite difficult finding a spot to get out of the river that actually had trees because we were camping on hammocks.
Finally, we found this like little outlet, and we just paddled our way into it, and
it was an arroyo that had water.
Yeah, so we paddled into it till it became too shallow. Then we carried our kayaks up farther, and as soon as we got there, we're walking around. We see like these mesquite trees kind of creating a canopy, but it's all overgrown with a bunch of other brush inside. And Wesley's going, and I casually look down. I see Wesley step over something, and I look, and I kind of turn to Frank, and then look back at Wesley, and I say, "Hey, you just stepped over a rattlesnake." And Wesley turns, and Frank looks at me, and they both go, "Nah, you're kidding." "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, there's a rattlesnake right there." And they just didn't believe me, because I guess the tone in my voice was so casual.
And it wasn't rattling too.
Yeah, it was a baby rattlesnake, so the rattler, we couldn't hear the rattle. So after that, we realized that, oh, okay, now we're in an area that may have potential more rattlesnakes. We can't find another spot. It's already dark. Let's just tough it out. So we decided to cut all the brush down.
I hit one of the tree branches, and the machete bounced back, and it slammed into my shin.
We actually got video footage of it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dang, does it look terrible?
You see, you go like this, and then you stop.
Farmer came up, rolled up on us.
Yeah, at nighttime, he smelled smoke. He said, you know, it's understandable. He smelled smoke, and he started talking to us and asking what we were doing. And we told him, and he looked at us kind of crazy.
We were were already kind of frustrated having to carry our kayaks out, so we were just gonna like go through this next elevation drop. We figured, we can handle it. We're in a life vest. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And we were totally like, we let our frustration allow us to maybe do a totally stupid decision.
Clouded our judgment.
But luckily, the farmer, whose name was Justin, was there, and he actually told us there's no way we were going to get over that in kayaks. And he is correct. It was a bouldery mess.
He drove us to our next drop-off location, below it. And I was in the back with the kayak, so I was sitting higher than everybody, and I could see. So as soon as we turned where that elevation drop was, I could see these islands and these big rocks. And then in between the islands and big rocks, and the reason we heard the water so loud is because debris, like logs, limbs, trees, whatever debris was stuck in all the paths. So if we took it on, we would have hit logs, we would have hit debris, we would have got stuck up on stuff. And I don't even know how deep it was. And it was a good drop. It was a
like
big
good
drop.
30, 40 feet like that.
And we have all our camping gear and everything. I mean, granted, it's all attached, but impact like that probably would have ripped something off the boat, or maybe
Cracked the hole.
or smashed our face. I don't know. It was a good thing that he came about and told us that was a dumb idea. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a ride to the next portion.
Yeah, we're glad we didn't do it, because we might not be here right now.
Yeah.
So then at Leesburg Dam, that one was a little bit more interesting. It was easy to get out and around, I would say.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to get out.
We did have to do a little bit of bushwhacking.
This guy did all the bushwhacking. He was the bushwhacker.
I was off.
After we got down past Leesburg Dam, we were getting ready to get in. And we decided, because right after the Leesburg Dam, there was like some good like white rapids, like boulders and everything. And we're like, this is the end. Let's do it. Let's just do it. I mean, if a boat cracks or something, we're right next to the state park. We can call someone to pick us up there. So we were like, all right, let's go for it. Let's go for it. So Frank went first. And the thing about it is when you hit, you had to turn quickly or you'd run right into a tree, like an overgrown tree. So you turn and Frank went, he made it past. He didn't clip the tree at all. I clipped it a little bit. I just put my paddle down after I got through it. And then we turned around and we were watching Wesley.
And I was going through it, and everything was great, I guess. And then I hit one of the rapids, and I got like a bunch of water, so my boat already was kind of heavy. And then I actually went down into like the elevation change part of the rapid, and I wasn't able to turn my boat, and I started going, and I totally flipped the kayak.
He was already heading right for that tree, and he just hit that tree, and the tree just basically toppled him over. And luckily, he had that pump, and we just
Pumped everything out. It was like 5 to 7 minutes. You'll probably see it sped up in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Another thing we realized is we did not bring enough water. But to cook with and to drink on the river and being out in the heat, luckily the farmer, Justin, gave us some water. And then when we passed Leesburg, some more people gave us some water.
And then he also got some beer. I guess that
I
made
did.
great too.
I did actually. Some people were yelling and they said, "Come here!" So I kayaked over there and they gave me a beer.
And Bud Light is mostly water, so
Yeah.
it's hydration.
It's hydration. It was near the end of the trip. I only had like 5 more miles to kayak. I didn't care at that point. I was like, I'm gonna have a beer.
No, we're alive. We made it. Round of applause, everyone. Yeah.
Blisters.
I'm not actually clapping. I'm slapping my mosquito bites.
I got stung by a bee,
Oh yeah. Wade got stung by a bee.
but it was rough. Frank
Yeah.
got eaten up.
All in all, man, I'd have to say if I never do this again, it would be because I haven't found a solution to the bug problem. They seem to like me more than these guys, but my brother here says try eating garlic. So I'll do
I
some
eat a lot of raw
experimenting.
garlic. So, I mean, that was maybe a reason I never
Keeps
really
you
got
healthy.
eaten alive. Because I haven't really found any bites on myself yet. Except for
The
a freaking
bee.
ant, and then an ant
I
bit here.
really hate ants.
The river is tough.
It was
Way
tough.
harder than we thought.
One of the hardest parts, I guess, what you gotta think about on any self-sustaining kayak trip is just river entry and exit. Because, like, here there was no spots. There's, like, mesquite growing on either side. It was very hard to get off when you wanted to get off.
We've literally cut down areas to get through. Just because we had to get through and there was no possible way to not.
But all in all, it was epic. Really epic, you know?
It was fun.
Yeah, we met a really good guy that saved our butts, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He warned us about one area that we were actually we were gonna do it. But he told us, yeah, we probably would have died.
We wouldn't be at this interview right now.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have. I thought it was like lazy Rio Grande with a few rough spots here and there. Oh.
It's got some surprises for you.
Definitely.
And those surprises cost a lot of time.
But anyway, great trip. Lots of lessons learned.
But remember to comment, like, and subscribe.
And these guys, they'll take a lot of people that, you know, like me. I've never done anything like this before in my life, so, you know.
I've kayaked, but I never camped on a kayak, so that
It was
my
a first for a lot of us then. And, yeah, so if it's your first time or you're thinking about doing something like this, watch this and you'll get a little idea what you're in for.
Paddling down the Rio Grande, where we go, no one knows. The river's filled with rapids and dams, but we don't really give a damn. And that's when you repeat the song.